Hello and welcome back to ROADTRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode, day 94 of the 365-day trivia road trip. This is a year full of 21-question random knowledge trivia quizzes. Today's quiz was actually submitted by Trish and Tom. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you've probably played a Trish and Tom quiz. They send in a lot of good ones. Good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. This word for Spanish peppered with some English has been around since the 1940s. In a 2004 movie with this word as the title, Adam Sandler stars as a wealthy gourmet chef who hires a poor but beautiful Mexican woman as a housekeeper. What is this movie? That movie was called Spanglish. Question number 2. In 1973, Led Zeppelin released their universally mispronounced reggae rock classic, Dear Maker. When said properly, with a thick Cockney accent, the title sounds like the Caribbean island where reggae began. What is this island nation? The answer is Jamaica. Question number 3. This common wildflower, the ancestor of today's carrots, is actually a flat cluster of tiny white florets with a dark red center. Its name comes from a story that Her Majesty pricked her finger while doing needlework, leaving a single drop of blood on the fabric. What is this royal flower? The answer is Queen Anne's lace. Question number 4. In some Asian and indigenous American cultures, there is no man in the moon. The Mayans saw a moon goddess sometimes accompanied by a small animal. In Japan and Korea, this animal pounds medicine or candy in a mortar. What creature do the dark markings on the moon appear to be? The answer is a rabbit. Question number 5. Greek legend tells of a man sentenced to death by a tyrant who refuses to let him go home to bid farewell to his mother. His friend volunteers to remain as a hostage. When the man returns in time for his own execution, the tyrant was moved and pardoned both men. What are the names of these two men? That is the story of Damon and Pythias. Question number 6. In 1947, Air Force Captain Charles Elwood, or Chuck Yeager, became the first human to fly faster than the speed of sound in spite of having broken 2 ribs in a fall from a horse 2 days before. The ace test pilot flew a rocket-powered X-1 he named after his wife. What was this plane called? That plane was called the Glamorous Glennis. Question number 7. There's nothing sour about this fast-growing sport, played with paddles and a perforated ball, on a court 1/3 the size of a tennis court, with a yard-high net. Since its humble beginnings, it has become an international phenomenon, though not yet an Olympic sport. What is it called? The sport we're talking about is pickleball. Question number 8. Legendary bluesman Robert Johnson, best known for Hellhound on My Trail, is rumored to have waited at a crossroads at midnight until a certain party tuned his guitar, after which his fame and wealth skyrocketed. 3 years later, at 27, he died and his guitar disappeared. What is Johnson said to have done at these crossroads? As the story goes, it said he sold his soul to the devil. Question number 9. A symbol of good luck for small businesses, Maniki Nico is often seen in Chinese and Vietnamese restaurants, although its origin is Japanese. It is represented by a statuette of a smiling cat with one paw raised in a Japanese gesture. What does Maniki Nico mean in English? Most commonly, it's known as the beckoning cat, but sometimes also welcoming or inviting. Question number 10. Guitars usually have thin strips of wire or other material inserted at standard intervals across the neck, with the spaces between the wires usually marked at the 5th, 7th, and 9th intervals. What are these worried-sounding divisions called? The answer is frets. Question number 11. This fable is about a spiteful mutt who climbs into the cow's feeding trough and refuses to let her eat, even though he can't eat the hay himself. Unfortunately, people can be like that as well, and, like the fabled canine, are metaphorically known as what? That metaphor is known as the dog in the manger. Question number 12. In Watership Down, the harbinger of death is not a grim reaper, but an ominous dark entity who calls the name of the rabbit slated to die. Says a terrified bigwig on hearing the fatal summons, "You have to go when he calls you." Who is this omen of bunny doom? The answer is the black rabbit. Question number 13. Skinwalker Ranch in Utah came to the public eye in the 1970s with frequent UFO sightings. Reports of unnatural creatures and paranormal phenomena followed. The area, a geological depression, has long been known for high strangeness, including Navajo skinwalker lore. What is this area lying south of the much higher Wasatch Mountains? That depression is known as the Uinta Basin. Question number 14. Life is tough in the Great Lakes region, and this cannibalistic Algonquin cryptid resembles a person who died of starvation, face blackened and extremities missing from frostbite. What is this hideous creature called? This Algonquin cryptid is known as a Wendigo. Question 15. In Thor Ragnarok, Led Zeppelin's pounding Viking-inspired song is heard as Thor battles the bad guys because that's what heroes do. The song's reference to the hammer of the gods is especially fitting because Thor's weapon of choice was his magic hammer, Mjolnir. What is the name of this song? The answer is Immigrant Song. Question 16. Although some would argue that it is not a true sport because it involves a machine, this off-road motorcycle racing held on enclosed off-road circuits is considered to be one of the most, if not the most, physically demanding sport in the world. What is it called? That sport is called motocross or supercross. Question number 17. The undisputed king of reggae taught us not to worry about a thing and sang a partly true ballad of a man wrongly accused of shooting the sheriff's deputy. Sadly, he died of melanoma at only 36. Who was this world-famous dreadlock Jamaican musician? The answer is Bob Marley. Question number 18. Most people know that NaCl, or sodium chloride, is table salt, and H2O, or hydrogen oxide, is water. Another chemical compound commonly found in kitchens is NaHCO3, or sodium bicarbonate, more often known as what? The answer is baking soda. Question 19. Tragically, UFOs will no longer be spotted, reported on, or badly photographed in the mysterious skies. Certain enthusiasts have decided these unearthly appearances are henceforth to be known as UAPs. What does UAP stand for? UFOs are now unidentified aerial phenomena. Question 20. In Hammer of the Gods, author Stephen Davis writes, "No band ever flew as high as Led Zeppelin or suffered so disastrous a fall. The mighty Zeppelin's crash came in 1980 when one of the tight-knit foursome unexpectedly died at 32 and the others disbanded rather than go on without him. Who was this irreplaceable musician?" It was their drummer, John Bonham, sometimes called Bonzo. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of ROADTRIpVIA. Thank you very much to Trish and Tom who sent in today's trivia quiz. If you've been playing for any amount of time on this channel, you know that Trish and Tom have sent in a ton of good trivia quizzes. And I was saving this for a special day, but I was threatened with physical violence if I didn't hurry up and get it out. So it actually works out because I'm trying to get ahead because we've got some stuff coming up at the end of the month. So today, Trish and Tom. Tomorrow, Karen Sanders is submitting a quiz. And the next day is Jeannie and Dave Junkins. All of these quizzes will come from viewers just like you. Thank you very much to everybody, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. Here's question 21. Wolframite, an ore of iron, manganese, and tungsten, is the reason why number 74's symbol is W, although its name begins with a T. This metal has the highest melting point of any known element except carbon and is used in incandescent light bulbs and X-ray tubes. What is its melting point? The melting point of tungsten or wolframite is 6,192 degrees Fahrenheit. Whichever player got closest to it wins. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.